The recent Rivers State local government election has once again put Nigeria's democracy in the spotlight. Former Governor Nyesom Wike, now the FCT Minister, is being accused of taking back the political structures of the state from Governor Sim Fubara.
All right, for what happened in Rivers State, I mean, you wouldn't blame Nyesom Wike for what he did. I mean, it's a sort of retaliatory election against what suspended Governor Fubara had done last year in October last year, when, of course, you would have seen that APP, the Action People's Party, won 22 out of 23 local government areas in that election that was conducted. And now Wike is winning 20 out of 23. Now, 20 was given to the APC, in whose government he's serving, and then 3 actually went to his PDP, in quote, that he's officially known with. I mean, take a critical look at the results that came out from that election. You'll discover that, I mean, a whole lot of analysts are beginning to question what exactly is happening. Governor Sim Fubara in the last election won, in 2023 general election, won the elections in the overall state with about 300 and something thousand. And then look at Obiakpo, for example, Obiakpo local government area, and you see the results that are coming there. So does that mean that only that local government has the same sort of results that returned the governor of the entire state into place in the 2023 general election, although that election was conducted by INEC? Well, you will see that in everything that has happened here, Nyesom Wike has just decided to take the structures back. And there was no pushback from Governor Sim Fubara and his loyalists, because it looks like this was the agreement reached between himself and President Bola Tinubu in the second attempt at reconciling them. And then, of course, you will see that some people, after this outcome of the election, eventually will go ahead to call Nyesom Wike the Governor General of Rivers State, because he's taking back the structures, and it's like everything seems to be working perfectly well for him. And we haven't heard so much from the opposition. Are we saying that other political parties didn't take part in this election? If they did, where are they? Why are they not saying so much? But to be fair to Nyesom Wike, he needed to fight back, because the structures he has always complained about that was taken away from him by Governor Sim Fubara needed to be returned to him. And left to him, Sim Fubara should have been history today, because he wanted to go for the jugular, for Sim Fubara to be impeached. But that didn't happen. So this sort of like looks like a win-win between both parties. And so for Rivers State, I don't really have any major issue than to say, other than to say that it's also an indictment on the sort of democratic credentials of the APC-led federal government, which is led by President Bola Tinubu, because this will actually give us an insight into what may happen in 2027. And people are saying that if the local government elections that are closest to the grassroots are not being allowed to actually function well, State Independent Electoral Commission, quotes, are not being independent enough, then it looks like 2027 may actually just be a situation whereby there will be a voter apathy. So let's begin to take our democracy serious, because if we continue this way, there may be a serious challenge ahead of us. So the democratic credentials of the APC-led federal government is what people will be looking at, because there were complaints that the security forces were just standing aloof while some people were thumbprinting and doing so many things. Now, if you juxtapose this with what happened with the recent by-election outcome, then, of course, the call for huge electoral reforms is one that we should focus on. And that's why I've been appealing to Nigerians over time to look at the next INEC chairman that will be coming. Let's set a new template. Let's not allow only the executive to be the decider.
Sambo, a political analyst, pointed out that the same structures Wike once lost are what he is now fighting to reclaim. If Wike had his way, he argues, Fubara would have been politically irrelevant by now. This raises a very crucial question. Are political structures in Nigeria truly about serving the people, or about consolidating personal power? And if leaders spend so much energy battling over structures, who is left to fight for the ordinary citizen? Wike himself made a bold declaration, saying he doesn't need to be governor to do whatever he wants to do, and hinted that his political team will be announcing its next moves. Such a statement speaks volumes about the power dynamics in Nigerian politics, where influence can sometimes outweigh official authority. But we must ask, if a former governor can wield this much influence, what does that say about the balance of power between institutions and individuals? Does this strengthen or weaken democracy? And most importantly, what hope does this leave for young Nigerians aspiring to rise in politics based on merit rather than godfatherism? On the other hand, the CAP National Secretary, Peter Ame, described the election as a clear case of state capture. He argued,
You were sitting down here. What are your thoughts on this election? Was this a state capture?
It's not an attempt. The state had been captured. Because if you look at even the decision of the president, leading up to this local government election, it is a struggle about how many states can I control. That's been the struggle. You're not just talking about perception. You're talking about reality, what we can see. Section 305 that gives, the power of the president to call for state of emergency never gave him any other power to remove the governor and the state house of assembly. And the case is before the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has refused to hear the case, waiting for the 6 months to elapse so that, because if you take on the case and they take decision in favor of the people, it will affect the interest of the president. And if they take decision in favor of the president, it will damage our constitution. So they have decided to abstain and then allow this illegality, this unconstitutionality, this authoritarian, application of instrument that is unknown to democracy to prevail. Because it's clear that the governor enjoys immunity under Section 308. So why are you doing all this? How can an elected president? We are running a federating unit. The federation is when you have more than 3, level of government. So you have a situation where the federating unit that has autonomous control, that has its own election, is being undermined by the president who was also elected. So it is clear that it is a state capture, but it is undermining our democratic process. It is insulting to our collective sensibility and our reasoning to see that we sit down and people talk about, the state of emergency can be lifted now. Local government election have been conducted. People have. Do you know how bad this decision, this obvious robbery looks like? That the governor lost his local government and the local government election. It's a local government.
That the process undermines democracy and insults the sensibility of Nigerians. State capture is a dangerous phenomenon because it means that institutions meant to serve the people are bent to serve private interests. So, is Rivers State becoming a textbook example of how personal rivalries and political battles can cripple democracy?
A kind of bone of contention. Yes. Are you okay with that convention that we scheduled to hold in Ibrahim?
I have told you something. It's the issue of where convention is not the problem. The problem is issues leading to convention. And people should understand that. I'm coming. I'm coming. No, that's not correct. No. It's not correct. Hold on now. Well, no, hold on. That's why I say, do your researches. PDP has agreed. They have set up a technical committee for the Southeast and they're going. And they sent the letter to INEC when they will conduct the congresses. So that's why I say, make your researches first.
Honorable Minister, let's talk about the PDP.
Hold on. This one we're talking about, is it ADC? Let us not. You see why I said that you cannot be united today because the truth is coming out. The truth is coming out. Now, and they've agreed to do that. On the issue of SASA, which is another issue, they've agreed to look into the matter. Look, I have said, if we don't love PDP, by now, you won't be hearing that name. It's not, I don't need to be a governor for me to do what I want to do. Our own team is beaten today by 7 p.m. I want to let you know. I will hear what you will say. We're not contesting venue of a convention. And people are just saying, when you say convention, they don't know what we are saying. There are things that are leading to convention. If they are not taken care of, the likelihood the convention will not hold. And instead of you to report what was said accurately, I'm not challenging. And that's what people say, because I'm quarreling with Sheyi, that's why I say convention will not hold in Ibrahim. That is, the venue is not the subject matter. The subject matter is, have we done what you're supposed to do before holding that convention? So you now go and turn it, that I said, Ibrahim will not hold the convention. No, that's not correct. We have had conventions in different areas before. We have had convention in Port Harcourt. We have had convention in Abuja. So the party can decide whether to hold it in Sokoto, whether to hold it in Borno. But what we are saying, before you get to the convention, have you done what you're supposed to do? If you've not done it, it may be a setback. And the PDP, from what I have understood, have taken some steps to see that such issues are being resolved. And if they are resolved...
And at what point do the people themselves rise to reclaim the institutions meant to serve them? Looking deeper, this entire drama is more than just a Rivers State affair, it is a reflection of Nigeria's political landscape as we inch closer to 2027. The control of Rivers, the state with immense political and economic weight, could shape alliances and outcomes at the national level. So we must ask, is this struggle a preview of the battles ahead in 2027? And if political actors are already this divided in 2025, what should Nigerians expect in the next election season? In all of this, one thing is clear, our democracy cannot survive if it remains at the mercy of power struggles, personal egos, and political structures designed to serve a few rather than the many. The Rivers State situation is a test, not just for politicians, but for the Nigerian people, to decide whether we want a democracy that truly works for us or one that continues to recycle the same power games. As you reflect on these developments, we challenge you to share your thoughts in the comment section. Do you believe Nigeria's democracy can still be rescued from the grip of political godfathers, or have we already lost the battle? Thank you for staying with us today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful analysis here on AfriFreedomChannel. Until next time, remember this, true freedom begins when we refuse to accept chains, even when they are disguised as leadership.